Welcome back. When you think of peace, what do you think of? I'd imagine it probably depends on how you were raised. If you were raised by some hippies, it was doing as many drugs as you can to where there's not a confrontational bone in your body. And then you find a peace and love sticker with a whole bunch of rainbows on it and you slap it on your smart car bumper. And that's what peace is to you. And I'm here to tell you, you're fucking nuts. In order to be something, you have to have experienced the opposite. Is someone truly happy if they've ever been sad? Or is that their baseline? It's the same thing with peace. How can someone say they're peaceful when they've never been in a confrontation, they've never been in a fight, they've never been in anything like that? You don't know what peace is. Do not get the term peace and docile confused. What I just described is docile. My definition of peace is being willing and ready to rip your face off if you do something to hurt me and my family, but being able to restrain myself when I have an argument with someone at a gas station. Sometimes I wish we just lived in the old cowboy days. You got an argument? Okay. Pull your gun out, let's duel. Wouldn't that be just amazing? But the reason why I'm starting this video with this is because law-abiding, God-fearing, loving Americans are peaceful right now. We're pissed the fuck off, but we're peaceful. And so for some reason, if this video lands on someone's computer in our government, this is a gut check for you, and this is for you to find your place again. Why have civilizations, governments, Indian tribes, whatever it may be, why has it been a common theme that they've always been overthrown? They forget their place. They get too cocky, they stop working for the people, they care too much about money, they care too much about power, and the people see it and they say, no, that's not what we're about. And that is what is going on right now in our country. Our government is elected. They didn't magically end up in office. And the way that it's supposed to be is they fulfill the wants of the people because we fund you. Yes, we fund everything that you do. And in turn, you do what we say. That's it. But somewhere along the line, that has been lost. Nowadays, people who run this country fulfill the wants of their personal donors, meaning the people who help them run their campaign. And so what do we get from that? Why does today look so extreme? Why does it seem like we are just being choked out by new laws, crazy woke stuff? It's because we are getting the thoughts of a few individuals, not an entire country of people, a few individuals, and those are being fulfilled. And this is mainly about our Second Amendment. Whoever's pulling strings is scared of the big bad God-fearing American. You ever want to know what someone's scared of? Look at what they focus the most on in life. Look at their priorities. Look at what they're preparing for. Everyone is always asked, well, if you're worried about gun control, why don't you go into Chicago and fix that? They're not scared of those people. Because at the end of the day, none of them are credible. They can't come together and say, oh, this is all crap. Because in turn, they'll say, oh, didn't you kill a kid last week? Yeah, shut up. That's why they're not worried about them. They're worried about us. And their actions show it. Because we are credible. Because we are intelligent. And because we do see what's going on in this country. So I usually don't talk about my personal stuff on here because none of this is really about me and I don't really like to talk about me. But I have a situation that perfectly describes the situation that's happening in the US right now. I am naturally not a peaceful person. When I was a younger man, someone said something wrong to me, we were fighting, that's it. I've had to teach myself to have restraint, to be tolerant, because it's not the good old days anymore. You go out and fight someone in the street, you're going to jail probably, depending on who's watching, depending on where it is. But the key point here is everyone, I don't care what you hear, everyone has a breaking point. So the story, I went down to the coast in Texas here to go fishing, and we were trying to figure out what to do at night afterwards. And I'm not a big bar guy. I don't think that anything really good happens there. Loved them when I was younger. Now, nothing there for me. But my buddies really wanted to go to a bar. So I said, screw it, you're pulling my leg enough here. So we go to this bar and it's a very tight niche bar. It's almost like a biker bar. Very small town. If you're not from that town, if they don't know you, they're automatically on guard, which is fine. I get it. But anyways, we walk in, they automatically start fucking with us. All good, no big deal. Then they start messing with our drinks. They're getting them wrong on purpose. All good. Then somebody says some shit to one of my friends. At this point, I'm ready. But I'm still being tolerant. I'm still not being reactive. And so I told my buddy, I said, one more thing happens here, and I'm gonna take one of these pool cues and go to war in here. And so they were all like, well, we should probably go then. So we walk out. Someone at the bar says one more thing to a buddy of mine that was not nice, to say the least. And so I take the door and I kind of slam it. So we're walking to the truck. I'm giving myself a pat on the back because I probably just avoided going to jail. And this guy comes out of the bar and he yells, "Who the fuck just slammed my door?" And that was my breaking point. They kept poking the bear, and just because someone is peaceful on the outside, just because someone will deal with your shit for a certain amount of time, does not mean that they won't rip your face off in the next 2 seconds. So I raise my hand, I say, right here, man, what are we gonna do? He said, if you ever come back here, I'm gonna kick the fucking shit out of you. And I said, why wait? And so they're all holding me back, and I'm telling them to get over here. Nobody's holding you back. I'm pretty sure at one point I said, get over here so I can just drag your face all over this gravel driveway. And this guy stood in the same place and did not move for this whole confrontation, all the way across the parking lot. So we leave, and I remember one of my buddies saying, dude, that dude really underestimated you, because I'm an extremely nice person in public. But you get me to that point, I have a switch, and I have no remorse once I get past that point. And so the reason why this story makes so much sense for where we are at in our country right now is because we are the bear, and we are being a peaceful bear right now. And the people running this country, they are our cub. We employ them. We tell them what to do. We tell them how to do it, and that's it. It's not this big ass complicated thing. And we have rules that we live by. It's called our Constitution. The people running this country are a little cub poking mama bear, seeing how much they can get away with currently. If you've watched the past 2 years, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They want to restrict all of us who don't go out at night and kill people, like in Chicago, or rob stores, like in LA, just because they came up with something out of their ass. I don't know if I've said this before, but do you know why the continental United States has never been infiltrated by another country? Why we've never been invaded? It's not because of our big badass military. It's because of us. We have almost 400 million guns to our private names. What country wants to go up against that? What's the biggest military in the world? China? How many personnel do they have? Against 50 million well-armed Americans? Nobody would mess with it. But here's where this goes if this continues on. If for some reason all of our guns disappear, like their goal right now, you can bet your ass that another country will invade us, because now they only have to deal with the military. They don't have to deal with you and I. So to the leaders running this country, stop fucking with our guns.